Sylveon's cool because you have a couple like really viable ways to build them. So here we're going to look at our moves. So basic attack, when you're Eevee, boost attack every third, you'll increase damage. And then when you are Sylveon, deals increased damage every third, and then also increases your movement speed as well, right? So as adaptability, as Eevee, every time the Pokemon deals or receives damage, your special attack is increased. So you get a buff when you're hit, right? For Sylveon, it's upgraded. So whenever you deal or receive damage, your special attack and special defense are increased. So attack and defense really solid. And then Swift, that's what you start with. Shoot star-shaped rays at a poking Pokemon, dealing damage to them. And then we're going to use Mystic Fire. Mystic Fire is cool because it creates 4 small flames while advancing in the designated direction. The flames shoot toward opposing Pokemon one by one. Deals damage, increases the opposing Pokemon's special attack for a short time when they hit. So each time a flame hits, it reduces the cooldown of the move as well. Upgrades increase the number of flames. So Hyper Voice is really good too. Unleash attack of sound waves, deal damage when they hit. So it's multiple sound waves. Damage increases the further the target is from the user. So if they're at the furthest range, you do more damage. Every time a sound wave hits, the next sound wave damage increases. So really good, like a build-up move. So especially if they're running away from you, they'll run away, take 3 hits, and as they're running away, it gets stacks and more damage at the same time. So applies a slowing effect on the upgrade, which is really good. So overall, solid move, especially if you're chasing a lot, right? Then we're going to look at the next move. You start with Baby Doll Eyes. The user stares designated opposing Pokemon with its Baby Doll Eyes, dealing damage, increasing their attack and movement speed for a short time. So it's a buff. It's a damage and a buff. Draining Kiss. This is the one that we're going to use. So user blows a kiss at the opposing Pokemon. That Pokemon goes back and forth between the user. So the user blows a kiss on an opposing Pokemon that goes back and forth between the user and the opposing Pokemon. So it'll bounce between your target and yourself. So when the kiss touches yourself, you restore HP. When it hits the enemy Pokemon, it deals damage and then decrease their movement speed. So if the user and the opposing Pokemon move too far away from each other, the kiss will disappear faster than normal. And that upgrade is increase the amount of HP restored. Calm Mind is a buff. User quietly focuses its mind, calm its spirit, increases special attack, special defense, and movement speed for a short time. Upgrade only one time only while using this move. If the user is hit by an opposing Pokemon's move, the damage is completely nullified and the user is granted a shield. So very similar to the the Assault Vest. So you get just like a shield that nullifies like a movement or a damage. And then Unite move Fairy Frolic. Has the user jump in the air and briefly becomes invincible. The moment the user lands, it deals damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and restores its own HP. So you jump up, you're invincible, you slam down, and you restore some health. For a short time afterward, a set percentage of damage dealt by the user is converted to HP for the user. So that's like afterward, like you get a lifesteal, like a spell vamp, where you use the move, you're invincible, you slam down, you gain some health. Then for like a few seconds, you're able to get a lot of health back. So that's where, with the abilities, we're going with Mystical Fire, because it's a dash to chase people down, but it's like a damage that's auto-targeted and you're good. And then Draining Kiss, just because it's a regen and it's a damage. And then that compounds with Fairy Frolic, where you get HP and everything back. So that's where, since we're not CCing people really, we don't want to take the Vanguard Bell. What we do want is we want Shell Bell. So as we hit with moves, we gain HP. We want to get Choice Specs, where we just increase the damage. We just burst harder with our moves we use. And then Assault Vest is good because you can nullify damage attacked onto you, and then it gives you some special defense. So let's see. That helps us like compound with our ultimate move, and then it helps with our passive too, so we just get to be really beefy like mage killers pretty much, right? So with that, we want to go to our emblems, Pokemon Boost emblems, and we're going to take our special attack plus HP. Just high HP, high special attack, you get more special attack there, you get more HP, a little bit extra defense, right? and a little bit of cooldown just because that was like attached to some of the emblems I used to round out the build, right? But with that, let's go play a game as Sylveon and hit Unite Battle, and we're good to go. Go to a casual battle real quick, and we'll rock it. So let's hit start and search for a game. Yeah, if you have any other like champion builds or recommendations, you want to teach me how to play another champ, like send me some info, because that's what I like, is like talking about possibilities. Because like same thing, it's always cool to do like, you know, a high tier build. Someone says this is good for ranked, and they can be fun. But if we, you know, if you theory craft, like I like theory crafting, so it's like, oh, if you do Hoopa, but you know why you're investing more in like basic attacks and movement speed, it just helps you know how to play the play style better. And I think that's one thing that helps make a game healthier, is when you can understand that not every champion is just, you know, increase your health, increase your damage. That's a very good place to start for people who are like brand new to MOBAs. In a sense, like, hey, you know, if you're brand new to a MOBA, you know, just make all your increases, health increase and damage increase, and that'll be a good place to start. But once you start understanding the game and you start understanding how to interact better, you want to be able to do interesting things, have nuance. New Hoopas are cool, yeah. Love that mentality, because that created mindful and strong players. Yes, I believe so too. Being mindful, like, right, in like questioning a little bit of the mechanics, right, where you're not just running in and saying, oh, I used my moves but they didn't die, this game sucks, right? Well, you know, some champions are oriented to that because, you know, they're mages. Some champions are not oriented to that because they're tanks, right? That, like, who's the big dude that's the dude with the tusks, like the ice mammoth guy? Like, in general, that mammoth is so frustrating because it just does that, slams all the time and CCs you, and it just prevents you from playing the game. So if that mammoth just stacks HP and holds down onto like a super high damage champion, that mammoth is one of the strongest players in the game. Alright, sweet. So there we go. Alright, we're pushing back. So we're running around as Eevee. We want to make sure we level up, right? We don't want to just completely team fight all the time, because it's fun to team fight, but you want to make sure that you're getting your moves and you're getting your increases in a good way, right? So we'll sit here, we'll help them, but we want to make sure they don't steal our mob. There we go. And then we want to get our next move. Alright, cool. So Fairy Fire is really good. The Mystical Fire, that's really solid. So now we're going to do a lot more damage and be more defensive and offensive at the same time. Right, there we go. And Missile Fire, jump on him. Yeah, get him. Right? So that's where we get to dash. They think we're low, and then because we're getting HP from using our moves on them, we're actually in a really good shape. And then so that dash, that Fairy Fire, it lets you jump across the champion, it confuses your placement, and then it helps you just do a bunch of damage right off the bat. But since it also buffs you, it's just a really good move overall. And Raining Kiss, sweet. So now we got more HP regen. So we pull that apart, and there we go. There we go. Raining Kiss worked. And then we get the Fairy Fire, we got a double kill, and very, very strong champion, very good for just like being a mage type character where you have combos with your movement sets. And then when you need to, there we go, sweet. And we have our HP regen, get the Fairy Fire, and then we got to roll over them, right? So they're pushing forward. While they're pushing forward and you're not paying attention, you score, right? And that's a big, big component, is being able to use like situational advantages. And then we do a lot of like damage in general, so like you can be pretty confident running around with like a little lower health. Huge part that really like gets to us is going to be CC. Like if someone CCs us, like we'll see that we don't have the most health, but still really good overall for like running around solo. So it could be a great jungler, great lane partner. Sylveon overall is like one of my favorite champions to play. A lot of like the mage-oriented evolutions, I like them all because they're combo-y. They have cool effects. They made sure to make them interesting to play. And then you can use like all their movesets too. So now we're using our ultimate. We're invulnerable. We're gaining stuff. Did he steal it? Nope, we got it. Perfect. And then we took them down too. And now we're able to survive. We're doing a lot of HP regen. We're doing a lot of damage. And Lucario is he's 4 levels under us. So we can really just like sit on top of his like stuff and like bring him down. There we go. And I'm going to take your other berry. Good job. And then while we do that, Aurora is like a pretty good champion, but he came in at the wrong second because he lost the shield he would have got from his gold unit there, right? So we get the one in, we do damage to that. I'm probably going to go down here. Yeah. No worries, but we were pushing super hard into their goal post there. The cool part is our team up top was able to go and push their lane. And I mean, honestly, for our first death and for us like taking down a bunch of champions, that was really solid. Like we held down lane. We're not like upset at all. And I mean, good on them. Like they're taking advantage of that lane down bottom now. And they got that score. So they're playing well. I think we're just overpowering them a little bit, which is nice because we were like 2v3ing down bottom for a while and we were still pushing past them. So, Zoroark's right over there. Huge lead. Alright, there we go, buddy. Gotcha. And let's see. Our Crab is giving us some trouble. Which the Crab is a good character too. But since we have so much now, and yeah, we can dash, we can take care of him, and then we can bounce and just gain HP while we're chasing him down. And same thing here, up goes bye-bye. And that's because we know our moveset. We know we're gaining life from our Drain Kiss, we know we're using our Mystic Fire to do our damage buffs, and we have the items that give us increased health regen and health restore when we use our moves, right? So on top of that, you know, just really good kit overall on Sylveon, and you're very able to just be in combat for like extended periods of time, right? So I'm just going to use my move here, chunk them down, make sure that they're not a problem, and let's steal our jungle monster, right? And then our move will regen pretty soon, but we were able to get everything we need, and we took care of our team fight. So pretty even. We did take their second goal in top lane, which is really good. And it looks like maybe we can get this goal down here. So, alright, we're dunking. We dunked. Good. Good. And then really clean game, right? We're going to 3 minutes. We have a pretty commanding lead. Their team's good. Their team seems a little scattered. Our team seems just a little bit better at like soloing, like going around by ourselves and taking care of stuff, right? Like right there, still care of that. Alright, but their team is doing a really good job at backcapping, right? So we have a huge lead, we don't want to lose that, but we want to make sure we run over and we don't let them get more points if we can help it, right? So let's run in and dash. Yep, so just taking them down. Right, there we go. Oh, so we have what's it? Lucario. Lucario is kind of good, but it depends. And Zoroark can be really good too, but Zoroark wants to start as a jungler, and then if they're not able to really like push through the damage, then they'll fall flat on the face a little bit, like right there. Alright, cool. So they're up. We might as well go for a Zapdos instead. Because when Zapdos spawns, the other jungle monsters just like despawn completely. Alright, cool. And I'll be over here. I'll start it. we're in a good spot because they have 3 enemy players dead, and 1 just respawned, and they're probably gonna try to come fight. But you can even see from the amount of like health regen and like self buffs that Sylveon has, you're able to start Zapdos by yourself, right? So we just took Zapdos, and their dude just like walked into a bad situation, and then we just go dunk because Zapdos lets us get like instant score, and we're just gonna get double points too because it's underneath the 2-minute mark, right? So it's pretty good. Sylveon's like very survivable and has like a really good kit. Has movement speed and dashes, just high damage, self buffs. And their ultimate's pretty good because you can go invincible. So say you have a team fight and they want to jump on you. Well, at the end of the day, you know the team fight's about to start. Use your ultimate move, so if they target you or if they're trying to target you, it just like nullifies their ability, and then you slam down, you heal, you do big AoE damage, and everything from there is pretty good to go. So we got like 50 seconds left. They're gonna try to score, which is cool. I think we're in a pretty commanding lead. So, you know, you don't want to ignore it, but we can also sit here, and any points we get from them we can score, right? So there we go, we just negated their Ducks score because we, you know, killed them. With our team, you know, they're getting extra points, dunking it down, and making sure that we stay ahead, which is really nice. So I might go back and just like kind of mess with them. There we go. It's fun, you know, we can sit here and we can kind of like make sure to keep everything good. Bam, bam, bam. Oh. Might go down, might go down. Let's see. Yo, time's up. See, and there's like pushing at that very end like that just keeps them from scoring and keeps you in a better position, especially if you have the lead. Yeah, Mamoswine. Mamoswine is nuts. Like, I don't want Mamoswine to be as good as they are, but I guess it's kind of good that they are like that, right? Sweet. So here we got the victory. 14 takedowns, 8 assists, maybe only like a death or 2. Like, so our team was really great. Great teamwork. And we're just having good vibes, dude. Good job. All right, next. And then look, so Sylveon, look, we got so many medals. That was really cool. Look at the data. So damage, we did the highest damage. Wasn't insane, but it was really solid, like 90k. Damage taken, right? So that just shows our healing ability. We took 63k, and we only like got knocked out like once or twice. So our recovery right there shows how much self-recovery we did. We did 48k of self-healing, and that just like eclipses anyone else in the game. The next highest was, you know, their Duck, who did like 13k healing. But that like just shows the survivability, how much having high recovery can keep you in a fight and make you a stronger component of your team, right? But we took 63k damage, damn. All right, cool. So that's Sylveon. Fun little guy.